Okay, we're going to call this meeting to order. This is the Commission on Disabilities,
We definitely can hear.
Wednesday, September 24th. We're calling the meeting to order at 6:01. It's being taped by the Public Access Northern Berkshire Television. Roll call. Mary Scanlon was unavailable to attend. Cassandra Barlow Tucker.
Here. Dayton
Logan.
Here.
Ronald Sheldon.
Here.
Robert Simons.
Here.
Sprague, I'm here. John Tresky is unavailable. So we're going to start with an invitation to the public to address the commission. We do have a limited time, however, due to the agenda, but if anyone would like to address us, please do. Just state your name and your address, please.
Okay, hi, my name is Michelle Schultz, and I attended, I think, 2 years ago maybe? It's been a while. I actually live in Clarksburg, but I have a child who uses a wheelchair who spends a lot of time in North Adams and Williamstown, the community, because there's not much to do in Clarksburg, unfortunately. So, and I know that a couple of years ago, the concern was, and you have to fill me in because I know that was a big gap. I've got a lot going on. That there was no ADA coordinator. Do you know? Do they have a coordinator now?
We do have an
Okay.
ADA coordinator, yes.
Right. I was on the commission in Clarksburg a couple of years ago. Do you know if that coordinator has done any kind of assessment in the city like we did in Clarksburg? And with that assessment, an evaluation was done for us, and then grants could be applied for to rectify things. Do you know if that occurred?
So the mayor appointed William Shanahan
Okay.
back in the spring.
Okay.
He's been working really hard.
Okay.
I do have a card that you can take.
Sure.
Um,
Do you know the status of, I know you said he's working hard.
Yes, as a matter of fact, you'll probably hear through our minutes from
Oh.
August, some of the things that are already beginning.
Okay,
He's in communication with us now each month.
right,
He's in another commission meeting right now, as we
Okay.
speak.
okay.
But the city, and I won't be able to go into it in length.
And that's fine, I don't expect that, I just am trying to kind of
Yeah.
get an idea where things are, for people who have issues with mobility and wheelchairs and walkers and things that continue to have challenges in this city.
So the city has gotten some grants, and an evaluation was done.
Okay,
Berkshire Regional Planning Commission was very thorough,
okay,
identified a lot in the city
great,
that needs to be ADA compliant.
okay,
And this was under a 504 plan,
okay.
and the transitional plan has already begun.
All right, so it's in process?
It is
or-
definitely a process.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I know that, y'all are here, you still have issues with curb cuts and with sidewalks not being able to go down them and through them because they're crumbling sidewalks and you have to go on the road instead of on the sidewalks.
Wow.
I mean, I think, I was trying to think of what to say tonight, and I think you probably think we're all just pain in the butts, but we're really not. We want two things. We want safety, and we want to be able to participate. And safety means that we're able to go down the sidewalk without fear of falling over in our wheelchair or stumbling, and to be able to have to go on the road. We want the curb cuts available so that we can actually, if we're halfway down the road, we can't get out, we have to go back and go around and then go on the road. We just want safety. Right.
Is reasonable.
Right, but it is reasonable, but it's been going on here for years and nothing ever changes.
Some of the sidewalk projects have already
Right.
begun.
Okay,
I'm not part of the mayor's office.
right.
So she would be able to, Mayor Maxey would be able to give you more.
Just because you're the committee leader, I thought that maybe you would know that information because you're in communication with her, and maybe that's not a wrong assumption on
Well,
my
right
part.
now, yes, I am in communication with her.
Okay.
But we have an ADA coordinator that's actually
Okay.
meeting with her very regularly.
Okay, that's unfortunate that person's not here, but I understand. Jen had a question about where. I think
I did.
you did, I apologize, I thought this was from Jen.
Your name
I heard
and
it was in the
address.
background.
Okay, thank you. Your name and address for the record, please?
Judith Rivera, 85 Eagle Street.
And I just have like 2 more seconds. you want, let me just continue and then we'll
Sure.
go to where. So then another thing that is a problem is not only safety, is participation. We just want to participate. We want to be able to go to a restaurant and go to the bathroom. We want to be able to get in the door. We want to go to the senior center and be able to go on this nice new deck that they built where the door is too heavy. We just want to be able to get in, be independent, and I'm speaking for you all because it's my son and I'm always with him. And we just want to be like everybody else. We don't want anything special. We just want to be able to walk down the street, go in the door, use the toilet, and enjoy a dinner or a meal or go to the senior center or something else. That's what we're asking for. And I feel like maybe there's not enough transparency. I mean, I looked on the website and I did not look close enough. And again, I haven't participated lately, but I mean, do we get updates frequently about what projects and what grants are being utilized? And do we see a difference in the city as far as the sidewalks? And I guess, I mean, I don't want to take all the time. It's frustrating living in this city. I've lived here for 15 years. It took 15 years to get a bowling alley ramp, and you still can't get on the lanes. So, and just things like that just drive me crazy. Or a police station for 10 years.
Have you been to the build recently?
Oh, yes, we have. Mm-hmm. And I did thank him because you know what? We have a ramp. Still can't get on the lanes, but we have a ramp. So that's nice. It's a good start. You go to the bathroom, it's all full of children's height chairs. Can't get in the bathroom. Well, it's not accessible anyhow, so it doesn't matter. But you can go to the other one, which is good now. So it's just, nothing is ever, it's all half-assed, I'm sorry. And I don't mean to be rude, but it's just, come on, if you're going to build a ramp, let's do it the right way. Let's go into the darn lane. And things like that, just, I don't understand. So anyhow, I apologize if I'm kind of getting, it's just, we just want to be equals here. We want to be able to go on the road, be safe, and get into an establishment and enjoy ourselves. That's all I have to say.
Agreed.
You go ahead and tell us. You had a question about
One thing is, it's very embarrassing to have to ride in the road.
Yes.
Because we can't ride on the sidewalk, and cars are going by, blowing their horn, and swearing at us. Oh, you old ladies, get off and get on the sidewalk where you belong. You don't belong out here.
Now, where
Using the F
specifically are you
word.
talking about, so that we know?
Well, we
Because
go,
it's right down there.
we go to Boston Seafood for dinner. We get it every single time. Anywhere we go, if we have to be in the road, and 90% of the time you have to be in the road because none of the sidewalks are any good, none of them. And then the other day, my girlfriend and I had to go to the hospital. So we went up to the hospital, and we had them hollering at us going up to the hospital, coming down from the hospital. It's embarrassing.
And it's
And
unsafe.
we can't get in a drugstore. CVS's door to go in doesn't fit a wheelchair. You gotta go in the outdoor, and then you gotta find two people, not one, to get us in and get us out.
Yes.
And it's embarrassing.
I've had conversations with the realtor of the building. CVS does not own the building.
It's not an isolated building, no. You just go down the road and half of them are like that. I apologize.
So I will follow up again on that, as a matter of fact.
Everywhere.
This isn't a new issue.
Burger King just redid their place. He brought me in my wheelchair to the back of the building and told me up there, which I can't reach, you push that button and that lets us know somebody's at the door. And we have to sit there for 10 minutes waiting for them to come out and let us in. There's nowhere we can go. The only place we could go is Walgreens. And we spent 90% of our day in and out of Walgreens, just looking around in the Big Y. Other than that, and I guess now they say the hotel, there's a way in the back you can get in by the pool or something to get in there if we wanted to go in and eat. But it's awful that we can't go and eat unless we have to have somebody open the doors for us. But worst of all are the sidewalks. And I took the mayor practically by her hand and showed her, and she told me she'd take care of it.
Well, Ron Sheldon has also gone out with the press. But again, it is in the works. It is in the works. Money had to come into the city. And I don't know how much has come in yet. I just know that some of the work has already begun.
Well, I know they patched the sidewalk on Main Street, but it's already falling apart.
Okay.
It was just cold patch. Look, it looked like cement and it's already cracking.
Okay. Thank you for that. We will follow up. Is there anyone, yeah, your name and address, please.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Mr. Edward Leo King. I live at 150 Ashland Street, and I am president of the North Adams Housing Authority. And these are the organization, and these are the board members. I would like to discuss today about the crime that's happening, not only in our towns, but in our housing environments. We got folks that say they have no trespassing, but they're allowed to walk in the door, up the elevator, and into somebody's room. And nothing can be done about it. I don't know if this is a state law or a federal law, what jurisdictions we have. Do we call federal police, states, or do we call, city, town, state, federal?
This has been such an issue for us,
Yes,
even
ma'am.
as the Commission on Disabilities. We don't oversee the crime, we're not part of the
Yes,
police
ma'am.
department, but we know that there are a number of persons with disabilities who live in that structure. And the issue that we keep coming up against is that the structures are in the city of North Adams, but the housing authority is not municipal.
So is there any way we can try to change legislation to see who we can get help from? Again, somebody mentioned HUD. HUD is a big part of.
HUD is,
right?
yes.
And there's a lot of other agencies out there too. We're just looking for some help because
Wait.
we're pretty much at a dead end.
I don't want
We're trying
you,
to- Right? we're
I don't
trying-
want to send you in the wrong direction,
Yes, ma'am.
but have you discussed this with our state representative?
Well, that's why we're here. This is the first time that representatives had come down to you and asked these questions. But from here on, further going down, I'm willing to go as far as it has to go, trying to change the laws. It doesn't matter to me if it takes 1 year or 10 years. If I got the time, I'm gonna do it. And another thing, we had people down here waiting for buses, and you know what's happening down there. I ain't gotta put it on TV. Everybody's been down to North Adams. So we need to change that for all the tourists and everybody that comes in there. They come down here and they're deterred from staying in town. And with that, I would thank your time and thank you all for listening.
Anyone else?
I'll take a stab. So I'm Jen Barbo from Church Street in North Adams. I guess I'm hearing a couple of things tonight. One is long-term consistent issues that have been here since I've been attending these meetings, which is going on 5 years, and I've not seen much resolved in that amount of time. I know the city council chambers is busy tonight, so we're here in this lobby, and that's because our elevator is not accessible to the second floor for most of the folks here with mobility issues, and those are just facts. I guess what I'm hearing tonight is I've heard several times the statement made that we have an ADA coordinator now. So exactly what role is this commission playing if this commission is no longer the spokesperson for the disabled community? What role are you playing if you can't answer the questions and now we need to see an ADA coordinator? Because an ADA coordinator is a really new position, and we've had ADA coordinators presented to us over the past 5 years. Whether let's just say it like it is, we have had them. They have been multiple ADA coordinators, from Mr. Moranti to Ms. Eade. I think there was somebody in between that. And now we have a new ADA coordinator. So these are not new issues that have been left as, oh my goodness, these just came up. These are issues that we've had for a minimum of 4 years, probably going on 5. I'm a pretty frequent flyer at our senior center, which has just had a brand new rehab and a brand new makeover. And I find it alarming that I'm going to discuss with you the same issue I've discussed here with this committee multiple times, which is the activator working on the front door to enter the building. It is unacceptable that our community is facing this. There's a brand new deck built on the back. We need to do better than what the requirement is. North Adams should be demanding above and beyond. There is no paddle, no activator to access a brand-new deck with beautiful landscaping. We're gonna have a big unveiling down there, and our community can't get out there. This is not fair to the senior population, and if you aren't the folks who address that, where does this go?
We are the folks to address that.
Thank you for clarifying that, I
Yes.
appreciate it.
And even though I'm not meeting with the mayor weekly or bi-weekly like William is, he can tell you exactly when he's meeting with her. I know that it's often. We're in constant conversations, the two of us, so I'm bringing issues to him. Because as you know, we're an advisory board,
Yep.
and then he's meeting with the mayor.
So let me just clarify. This commission is meeting with the ADA coordinator, whoever that is, at whatever point in time has been for the past several years. That person is regularly addressing this with the mayor, and the concerns are not being taken care
I
of.
can't answer on behalf of the other ADA coordinators. I can only answer on behalf of William. And he seems to be doing a very good job, so.
I'm a
he's-
big fan of William. Yes, I have no doubt that he is, but I would hate to think that the other people who have been in that role for the past 4 or 5 years have not done that as well, if in fact you guys are, which I know you have, presented these issues to the mayor. So I think that's what people are asking tonight, why are we not seeing any action, and they're frustrated.
Well, as I had mentioned just previously, that the city is in transition right now, and some of the work has already begun. I can't give you any more information than that on specifics or when the date is planning to be, something is planning to be completed. I don't have that.
Can I ask a question again?
Yes.
I guess I don't understand why this meeting was scheduled when the ADA coordinator is not available. It seems like there's a big gap here between this committee and him, and I don't understand why he's not here.
He's not here this evening because there is another commission meeting going on that he's also serving on.
I guess my question would be then, why was there
He'll be
conflict?
here
and-
next week.
And why,
Well,
did-
we're,
you know what I'm saying? As far as scheduling, I mean,
This meeting was also rescheduled.
yes,
It was originally supposed to happen last week, so.
and
Okay.
he would have been in attendance.
and that's, I'm just curious. I mean, I'm not criticizing you, I'm just curious as to why, because he is such a vital, important part of this whole process. Not having here, it seems to be, it's hard for you to answer some questions, which is okay. I mean, it's acceptable, it's just with him not here. So I was just asking why he wasn't, and that's fine.
Okay. Anything else? Anybody else?
Scott Bergley, live on 11 Burnham Street, also mayoral candidate. As I travel the city and talk to all types of different people, one of the things that I find is that there is a lot of frustration because there hasn't been a lot of movement. The other part I find that's disturbing is there's not a lot of transparency or communication out there for the disabled people to go online and find out what areas are being addressed and what grants that we're getting, what grants we haven't got, and when we don't get a grant, why do we get the grant? I think that's all relevant information for the disabled and senior community. And as I do travel through the city and talk, what I do find is that they feel like they're the lost and forgotten people of the city. And I think, and what I know is talking to these, if we had some more transparency and some more information for them on what the holdup is on some of these things might be a little bit smoother in the city, and then we can communicate and get along a lot better.
Well, money has a lot to do with it.
Okay.
The amount of money coming in has a lot to do with it.
Right, and I get that. I mean, there's a process to this, but what I'm getting at is I think if we had stuff on a website that was easily accessible, saying, hey, this is what's in progress, this is what's pending, these are the streets we're
And
looking
that's
to
something
take
that our
care of.
ADA coordinator is actually working on right now. We're
Okay.
setting up a website.
Okay.
And anything that we're going to be doing, because we've been very active, we're also going to be putting on that website, and there will be other links as well.
Okay.
So that is one of the part of the transition.
The last thing I will say is, because I'm a proactive type of person, and I've heard this before, Judy shared this with me and a few other people, is winter's coming, and the biggest issue they have with people with disabilities and wheelchairs is that they don't have access to the sidewalk. I really would like to see a plan
Yes.
so that we can get these sections cleaned up so they can have the right of way and they're not in the street. I would hate to see somebody get hit on the side of the road because they had, in a wheelchair, because they had it, or even somebody with a walker or a cane.
That's already been proposed, so yes, thank you for bringing that up.
Okay, I
Yes.
appreciate your time.
Okay, thank you. Yes,
I'm going to say something, I'm sorry. Since I'm here, there's something that's always kind of bothered me about being downtown. And it's right on Main Street, and it's also right on Eagle Street, is these businesses that have outside dining. And that's great that they have outside dining. I think it's a wonderful attraction for tourists and people in the community. However, sometimes I drive by and I'm thinking if I was in a wheelchair, how would I maneuver through this?
this has been an issue.
Because there's chairs here,
Yes,
there's bigger chairs here, and then there's signs here,
yes.
there's tables and benches and you know, people, it's just, I say to myself, I can't believe that we can't fix this simple thing. This isn't a hard thing. You
Sometimes
just,
this is-
you have a conversation and you say, hey, you know what? I think it's great that you have business on Main Street. I think it's great that you have a restaurant on Main Street. Let's be a little conscientious of the people that need to get by or actually want to dine in your establishment.
No one here will argue that with you at all.
It's
I know
just,
that that's
it's
been an
awful
issue.
you drive by it every day. It doesn't change. I know I've called you about it.
Yes.
I've called the mayor about it. I've spoken to many people many times, and it just doesn't change. You drive by again and you go, it's not gonna change.
Have you spoken to the business owners themselves?
I have now. I don't believe that's my place.
Okay,
So I think it's something that the city should
Okay.
handle.
we're gonna follow up on
I appreciate it.
that. Okay.
I'd like to add to that. Just the other day, we went to Freight Yard Pub, and we come down this way and we cross over and we try to get by the Emporium.
Yes.
It's impossible. So, there's chairs out in front, and when we try to go by, we can't. One lady come running out, she saw us, and moved the chair. Then there was a little girl feeding, what is it, a dragon or something? And she's feeding it, and the mother's standing in the way. We had to wait for her to get done.
Okay, we will
It's-
follow up on this.
it's
These are all
sad.
really important issues. I'm glad that you brought them before us, and I appreciate it very much. I hope you'll all just stick around for the rest of the meeting. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna go through the August minutes now. I'm going to read them because I did not give them to Bob in advance. My apologies, Bob. Okay, so this was the Commission on Disabilities, August 27, 2025 meeting minutes. The meeting was called to order at 6:02 PM by Chairperson Elena Sprague. What
Just
we
for
did-
the record, the reason she's reading these to me is because I'm legally blind and I couldn't read the minutes by myself.
Thank you. We did a roll call. Present was Mary Scanlon, Vice Chairperson, pardon me, via phone, Cassandra Barlow Tucker, Robert Simons, Ronald Sheldon, and myself as Chairperson were all present. A quorum was reached. Absent was Dayton Logan and John Tresky. No members of the public were present to address the commission. Approval of the June minutes was made because we had a July hiatus. A motion to approve the June minutes as written was made by Robert Simons, seconded by Ronald Sheldon. Roll call vote was 5-0 in favor. The motion passed. Under new business, communications from ADA Coordinator William D. Shanahan. Request for commission to review and confirm the grievance procedure and non-discrimination policy, along with request for suggested additions to the new webpage. Sprague dispersed the initial introduction letter by the mayor, as well as recent communications from Mr. Shanahan, which she read aloud. The first was Mayor Jennifer Maxey appointed Mr. Shanahan on April 11, 2025 to serve as the city's ADA coordinator. He will ensure the compliance in all applicable areas of the American with Disabilities Act, which shall include the management oversight of local section 504 self-evaluation transition plan as stated in the letter. Secondly, within the communication from Shanahan to the commission, he expressed commitment to partnership and stated regular communication is intended through email, phone, and written updates, and that other municipal obligations will prevent him attending all commission meetings. The ADA coordinator webpage is in development. Shanahan indicated that the ADA resources, the state federal links, city transition plan, contact information, office hours, and grievance procedure from under the Americans with Disabilities Act will be included in the webpage. Commission members suggested additions to the webpage include commission events for collaboration, community knowledge, and broader visibility. ADA priorities noted in writing by the ADA coordinator include posting the municipal grievance policy and notice of non-discrimination on the website. They have already been implemented, Shannon stated in the communication, however, not placed in the appropriate locations. Grievance forms are now available, including a fillable complaint form for accessibility. Commission members provided positive feedback on transparency and outlined procedures. Under the grievance procedures and policy review, complaint process reviewed, written complaint, alternatives such as personal interviews or an audio recording of the complaint is available by the grievance and or designee should be made to the ADA coordinator as soon as possible, but no later than 60 calendar days after the alleged violation. The ADA coordinator response meeting timeframe is specified within the policy as our resolution and any requested appeal to the mayor. Records will be retained for a minimum of 3 years. Notice of non-discrimination outlines rights, available aids, and process for requesting modifications. It's also included in this. Finally, ADA transition plan and FY26 projects. Citywide ADA self-evaluation and transition plan proposal recently was completed by the BRPC. Fiscal 26 year to begin by addressing some 45 target issues, regular memos, checklists to be shared by the ADA coordinator with the commission. Key areas include facility upgrades, signage, parking, restroom hardware, ramps, door pressure, accessible playgrounds, policy procedure improvements, staff training, WCAG standards, assistive tech purchase, snow ice clearing program. Examples of issues: high coat hooks, restroom thresholds, poor signage, inaccessible entrances, inadequate van spaces. The commission praised the timeline and accessibility focus in citywide plans. Other accessibility suggestions made by the commission: Robert Simon suggested CCTV magnifiers for meetings and closed captioning for public broadcasts. Cassandra Barlow Tucker noted ongoing spectrum negotiations with the public access television station. She will follow up on the issue with the ADA coordinator. Next, review of the Commission on Disabilities scholarship wording. Program history and purpose was reviewed and read aloud by the chairperson. Members agreed to retain the title Richard C. Milanese Scholarship application while funding raised by the original donor remains. A motion to approve the rewording of guidelines for clarity. Scholarship in the amount of $450 each, awarded up to 2 high school graduating seniors, was made by Simons, seconded by Cassandra Barlow Tucker. All in favor, 5-0, and a roll call vote. Motion carried. Further scholarship requirements cited also. Students must be a resident of North Adams, a full-time college student, and complete their first semester or trimester with a grade point average of 3.0 or better. A copy of the coursework and GPA must be submitted to the commission in order to receive scholarship monies. The commission will forward the check directly to the college to be used toward the bill. Applicants must write a short essay, approximately 300 words, on interest in an area study that will ultimately lead to working with or on behalf of individuals with disabilities. Next, handicap parking fines update. Agenda item was tabled until the September meeting. Sprague will see clarity on the financial ledgers. Now, old business, Roots Volunteer Center, Commission Member Logan had noted during a previous meeting, the structure is not fully ADA compliant as it was formerly set up for a pharmacy. Sprague said William Moranti Inspection Services told her Roots is aware and has hired a contractor. The last update was during the spring, and the commission will follow up on any progress. Members' comments, concerns, and ideas. Sheldon raised safety concerns about Main Street based on visibility when exiting vehicles or traveling in a wheelchair. He said he was nearly struck multiple times by motorists. Sprague suggested immediately calling police if it's unsafe. Scanlon suggested flashing pedestrian signs be considered similar to those at Williams College. She will contact the Traffic Commission, Brian Sapienza or Paul Moriarty. Barlow Tucker reported sidewalk blockage in the 35 Notch Road vicinity. She has heard complaints, including a resident who uses a scooter, that church attendees have been blocking sidewalks during services and events during weeknights and on Sundays, and getting away with mobility access. Sprague said she will bring to the attention of police and traffic authorities. Scanlon mentioned the proposed JAWS software program for persons with sight issues that had been previously proposed to both the librarian and mayor. There was a willingness from the library to install if funding was made available through the commission or another city department. Sprague said she had forwarded several communications to the mayor, but has not responded to this proposal. All members expressed they are impressed with the ADA coordinator's work, as well as Berkshire Regional Planning Commission's work, and the city in progress with transition plans. Simons reiterated his request that the ADA coordinator attend an in-person meeting. Sprague noted past member and commission secretary Carrie Anders is running for city council. The next regularly scheduled meeting is September 17. A motion to adjourn at 7:03 was made by Simons, seconded by Sheldon. All in favor, roll call vote, 5-0, motion carried. And then I have my name and Tucker's underneath.
Thank you for reading the minutes.
Thank you. You are welcome. Okay, new business. Former member Carrie Ann Cruz to address the commission. I'm so happy that you're here.
I'm so happy to be here, and so happy that we have such a big audience. Honestly, that doesn't happen often, so I'm really thrilled. As an aside, Ms. Schultz, I remember you.
Do you?
I do, and I remember being really upset because your son should be able to bowl. He should be able to do all of the things that you addressed this committee about probably 2.5 years ago.
It was probably about that, yeah.
And I'm sorry that you haven't gotten an answer.
Well,
And
he can physically get to the bottom area, but there's still, when you're in an electric wheelchair, this much could be this much.
It's
You know,
incredibly
and so
dangerous.
It's unfortunate
Well,
that
and-
when the renovation wasn't done, that whoever inspected it didn't understand that 6 feet when you're in an electric wheelchair, and I don't know what you would say.
And I'm sorry
Yeah,
that
and
it
that's
hasn't,
okay.
but you haven't gotten your answers, and I do feel really badly about that, and I didn't want to not address that with
I
you.
appreciate you, I'm like, oh, what did I say? What did I do? Yeah, I've spoken at times, but I appreciate it. Unfortunately, we've been here for about 15 years, and we just, you get to the point where you just have to accept your environment and not fight anymore. But we appreciate everybody fighting for everybody in this room, so thank you for acknowledging that.
You know, as Lorena said, I am running for city council. I didn't expect such a large audience, so I'm a little bit flustered, so, bear with me a little bit.
We didn't expect it either.
I'm like,
We're glad that you're here.
well, thank you. I have worked with the commission, I worked about 5 years, making sure that everybody has access to the services, the resources, and just generally the fun stuff that we have in town is incredibly important to me.
We want two things, safety and participation. That's all.
And I don't feel like that's asking an awful lot.
No, it's not. It's just-
I would never promise that I can go and I can fix every sidewalk. I would never promise that to you because I'd be lying to your face, and that's just not me. But you, at the very least, deserve an answer as to what is going on. You know, floating out about in the community, as I sometimes do. I've had people come to me about the Ashland Street project that's going on. Exciting, big doings, should be beautiful when it's done, and I love pretty things, so that's great. But the people who are coming to me are sort of new homeowners. I think they've been there, I think they told me like 3 years. And they honestly have no idea, why is my sidewalk getting ripped up? Why are they telling me that this, you know, is my part of my front lawn is going to be used for something? And it really, again, bothered me because, yes, the plans for this have been in the works for a very long time. And, you know, some of us who've been around town for an awfully long time sort of had an idea what was going on. But that idea sort of didn't continue to be spread. That information got lost. And it's just, to me, so important that the people who are in the city know that they can reach out to somebody at a commission, on the council, on somewhere, who, even if they don't have the answer you want, or a really solid yes, no, black, white answer, at least you know that they are looking into it, and that they care enough to be trying to find you that answer. So, getting off on a tangent here. You know, I'm much better with questions and answers than I am at talking about myself. I've been in town, God, my family's been here since before North Adams was a town, but that's a whole other story I won't bore you with. I've been here myself over 30 years. You know, I've raised my 2 favorite women on the planet here. You know, they're both amazing young women, and both have had stuff. They've had their challenges, but they've also had their successes. But for them to be successful, whatever the challenge is, you need a tribe. You need, you know, it's not something that anybody should be doing alone. And I feel like that's something we've lost a little bit in our community. I feel like that, you know, and again, I've been around for a while. The old, you know, you knew your neighbor, you just had these ties that I feel like we've lost. And that is something too that's just so incredibly important. And it's part of that transparency. It's part of that communication. It's part of that togetherness that I think that we all need to bring back. So.
Well, I know the fact that you served on this commission, you served with dedication. And you always spoke so intelligently and professionally, and you did great work. You asked great questions, and you always wanted us to follow up on things, which we did. And I'm really thrilled that you're running, because we may be coming to you with some issues. You can expect it, probably.
Well, reading some of the minutes, I'm like, wait a minute, I remember this. What? And again, I'm being professional and not yelling what and all those things.
But as you know, we do our best,
Yes.
being an advisory board.
And I will say, I mean, the commission has done some really great things. I mean, the handicapped marked parking spaces at the farmer's market. I mean, we fought hard to get them. They moved to the farmer's market, but that's a whole rabbit hole I'm not gonna jump down. But, you know, it was hard work, we got it done. You know, we introduced, I don't even remember how many students to different opportunities to be able to help others in their community through a career fair. I mean, a lot of wonderful things have been done, and I feel like this commission has the ability to continue that work and do even more.
We're certainly trying to put our best foot forward and getting the attention for a lot of issues. So we're glad to have everyone here tonight. And we're especially glad that you're here. And we will follow up with you again.
I will be around.
Do you have anything else that you want to add?
I'm terrible at this. I'm the worst, like salesman of myself.
I think you're very natural.
I
And-
am who I am. I'm incredibly genuine. You'll all, get to know me. But yeah, I mean, I would of course love all of your support in November. And also, I would also love for you to continue to reach out to this commission and also look into this grievance procedure, because I know I'm going to be. Because if you do have concerns and if there are things that aren't happening the way they need to, I really think your voice needs to be heard.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, moving on in our new business. Next is the communication from the ADA coordinator, William D. Shanahan. This was submitted on, I'm glad the webpage was generally satisfactory. I will include the Commission on Disabilities information on the webpage and link it to the ADA site. I hope this will lead to future collaboration. Currently, due to the City Hall's policy of centralizing communication with the public, I need to wait for further instructions about the ongoing work before proceeding until I receive more guidance from the corner office. I will keep you appraised. Secondly, I wanted to inform you of my goal to streamline many of the tasks in the transition plan. I'm awaiting a meeting with the mayor and other staff to confirm, but the preliminary goal is to complete at least 5 tasks from the transition plan each month, with some months increasing the number. I hope to have all of the FY26 projects done by the end of that fiscal year. Indoor projects will likely be done during the winter, with the outdoor projects needing to wait until spring, depending on how many can be completed before snow comes. I will also be talking with the folks at the church that was blocking the sidewalk, and I will be working with Bill Moranti to see that it is avoided in the future. Finally, I wanted to inform you that I will try to attend the October meeting. However, I might have a familial engagement. If I'm unable to attend the October meeting, I will attend in November. Please let me know if there's anything else you folks need from me, or if you have any concerns. Sincerely, William D. Shanahan. All right. Next is a message from the Massachusetts Office Disability. The Executive Director, Alan Motenko. I apologize if I am mispronouncing his name. He says, "Dear MOD community, I have now served as Executive Director for 4 months. It's been an enormous honor to have this opportunity to reconnect with former colleagues, pursue accessibility initiatives with new leaders in state government, and to dive into the disability rights work that I love. However, the transition's not been without its challenges. He had to have some surgery. He's navigating through his health system, but he wanted to talk a little bit about civil rights protections, how the MOD continues to monitor what's happening on the federal level and its effect on Massachusetts, grants. There's a lot in here, and this is all on the website. So I'm asking all of you in the commission if you would please go to the webpage, the MOD, the Office on Disability. Take a look, because it's very informative, and talks about the ADA Improvement Grant, new digital accessibility policy for executive branch, where money has been awarded for disabilities throughout the state, employment programs for youth, reports, updates, municipal commissions on disabilities, monitoring issues, general counsel. So anyone here can go on. This is for the public. Massachusetts Office on Disability, if you get on the website. Good information. Okay, next. This was under old business, Main Street visibility, persons with disabilities. Mary Scanlon isn't here tonight. We're gonna have to table this. I know that you had brought it up, about the poor visibility for persons in wheelchairs and other devices. I'm sorry that you had to experience that. Mary was going to talk to somebody from the Traffic Commission. She wanted to take that on, and she's not here, so we'll table it until next month. Then, update on public access, closed captioning.
Yes. So I spoke to Matthew Tucker at NBCTC and William Shanahan. So currently what is happening in order for closed captioning to happen is an upgrade in equipment is happening at NBCTC. That equipment is actually being installed next Wednesday, I believe. But that is just the base layer for that closed captioning in order to be possible. Because their equipment that they currently have does not make closed captioning possible. So the equipment that they're receiving just makes it possible. How closed captioning works is you pay per hour or per 500-hour chunk. Yeah. And then that gives them the ability on like their website and that kind of thing. Above and beyond that, Spectrum has to be willing, once it's paid for, to enable it on their TV channels. So, and that's where it comes with us advocating with Spectrum that it is needed within our community. So once they have the equipment and it is installed, that then becomes an area negotiating with Spectrum, because NBCTC is already looking at grants that will pay for the hours that they would need allotted. But then it comes to negotiating with Spectrum.
All right, well, this is a step in the right direction.
Yeah, so the baseline where we are right now is waiting for the equipment to get installed, their staff to be trained, and all of that. Then second step is funding from grants and that kind of, those sources, and then we move on to advocating with Spectrum to enable it on the channels.
That sounds good. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. Handicap parking violations. Well, what I can tell you is right now, our commission has $2,700 put aside for us because police are giving tickets to those who are violating.
Right?
About time.
That money, obviously, we have to, keep it aside, and we'll only use it for persons with disabilities. It's specifically for persons with disabilities, so we can always talk about that.
That's a quick question. Is that received money or is that just violations? Do you know?
This is received money from violations.
I appreciate it.
Okay. Next, under old business, is an update on local agency compliance. This was Ruth's.
Mhm.
Have you had an opportunity to talk to anyone?
Yeah, I talked to the manager there. He's not really like in contact with who owns it.
Okay.
So he doesn't have much to tell me besides he knows that some work is in progress.
Right. So the last that I heard, and I have put in phone calls to Bill Moranti, and I just haven't received a response. He did tell me recently that there was a problem with the roof.
Right.
So they have to do the roof repair first. They already know about the interior.
Yep.
So that will be next. That's on their list of to-dos. They just haven't started
Right.
the renovations.
And it's a step in the right direction.
Yes. Okay. Next for old business is the JAWS computer system. Pardon me?
What building was it that was, we didn't hear what the building?
Oh, that was the
The
Roots
Roots.
Teen Center.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
The JAWS computer system that we've been talking about now for, I think Carrie, you were here when we started talking about it.
That's a long story.
I really would like Mary Scanlon to be here when we
'Cause she was.
When we
looking
take a
at it.
vote, yes, because she had done some research along with me. And the Commission on Disabilities right now has $13,641.73 that has accumulated over the years by donations that were started years ago. As you know, as a commission, we can't raise money. This was money that had just plain been donated. I think I would like to talk in the future, in the near future, about possibly using some of this for that system, so that persons who have sight problems, who are completely blind, as you know, and need the Braille, or even persons with dyslexia,
Yes.
will have some help in the library.
Mhm.
It doesn't look like we're gonna be getting any other funding from the city at this time because of all of the other projects
Right.
that are happening right now. So I'm thinking maybe we can use some of this. The last that I remember, Mary Scanlon had said it was like $1,600 maybe. This was last year. I'm speculating the cost has probably gone up.
Yeah.
Might be a couple $1,000s. And then someone from our IT team would do the installation. So let's consider this for next month. I'll put it on the agenda and we can talk about it. Also, we still have $1,200 in the budget from the city for supplies. I gotta be honest with you, the printer that was purchased for me to be printing at home died. So it was not a very expensive piece of equipment.
Get a new one.
And I'm thinking maybe we should do that. I want to think about it a little bit more, unless there's something else that we might want to consider with the supplies. I have enough paper with, our logo on it. We still have envelopes. Let's give it a thought.
Mhm.
Sure.
Otherwise, I'm thinking a printer might be a good idea.
Use it or lose it, right?
Yeah.
Yes, this does not roll over. The $1,200 does not roll over. So, we'll talk about that again too.
Yeah.
Okay, we're down to the bottom, I believe, so let's go, members' comments, concerns, and ideas. Let's start with you, Ron.
I got stuff coming here.
You got stuck coming in here.
The flower bed and the sidewalk over by Green Center, used to be the
Oh.
Green Center.
Oh, not here on city property.
No,
So you're talking about an issue with the sidewalk in front of Green?
yeah, they all,
Okay.
Over where the big bling is now?
huh?
Over where the elephant is now, where the old Green Center was, or where the Green Center is now?
No, where they were.
Okay, so over this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's the second time that one of the city councilors had to push me out the last time.
Is there another office?
So a million years ago, the Green Center was actually right
Right
over here,
Yeah,
where Big Bling is now.
So it's not, I just want to make sure because we're on camera.
Yeah.
We're not saying that it's the Green Center.
no.
No, okay.
Using that as a landmark.
I don't want to get a phone call.
Where they
Okay, okay,
Yeah, this little garden
Yeah.
center
Right
area here.
You got stuck over there.
okay. So we need to get the city to do something about that. Okay.
Yeah.
The bricks that they got in for the trees and it's lifting up,
Thank you, Cassandra.
Yeah?
Okay. Dayton,
Hello.
hi.
So the one thing that was brought to my attention is, you know where the Al Nelson Food Shelter is?
Yes.
On Eagle?
Yes.
So they do deliveries Thursdays for people who can't get there. But the way the traffic is, they're continuously just getting ticketed because they have to park and they're carrying boxes in and out, and they're decent-sized boxes. So I was just asked if maybe if you said Mary can talk to the traffic commission or the committee.
Is that affecting persons with disabilities?
Not technically, but the drivers are semi-elderly, and they would have to carry this box from, say, the end of Eagle Street where Jack's is, from the other end.
That wouldn't be our commission, that would definitely be traffic commission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that delivery service for the people who can't physically get to the building?
Right.
Oh,
So.
well, then it would,
Yeah.
then it would make
Yeah,
it
it's- yeah.
for persons with disabilities. Okay, so yes, and then we need to follow up on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you're fine, you're fine.
No, I'm glad you said that.
My turn?
Yes.
So I have the exact same concerns that everybody else has, especially with leaves starting to collect. I know my daughter in her wheelchair is having a harder and harder time navigating. And I think we all have the same concern. The more things accumulate on the sidewalks, the less the sidewalks are maintained, the harder it is to navigate. And she's got me pushing behind her, so it's easier for her, but
So my question to you is, are we talking about in front of businesses where people should be doing, are we talking about residences and businesses where they should be taking care of the sidewalk, or are we talking about like the city?
I think it's in all of the above problem. And I think that is, what people are speaking to generally. And it's a hard transition to make when you go from like City Hall corner, where it's kind of beautifully maintained, to then go down Main Street, where it's mildly maintained, to then transition to like in front of, residences where it's not at all maintained. And I think that therein lies the issue, where there is no regular upkeep to expect when going through the city. And I think that's hard, particularly for folks who don't have someone moving throughout the city with them.
Let's talk to William Shanahan about this.
Okay.
I think we should probably pull him in on this issue.
And I think the bigger issue is that it's easy for folks to think, like, bicycles can navigate these sidewalks. Wheelchair wheels and bicycle wheels are exceedingly different.
Of course.
And I think that for someone who has not experienced that, it's
Right.
easy to think one can navigate it, therefore the other can navigate it, and that is very much not the case.
Right.
And until you have experienced it, that knowledge just isn't there. And I think it's easy to think, well, so a pile of wet leaves isn't an obstacle, except it very much is an obstacle when you're hitting it with a tire that is solid rubber and has no traction.
It's an obstacle for persons with
Yeah.
mobility issues that walking.
Someone who's had a knee replacement can't step over something like that. And I think it's that kind of like, oh, well, it's not an issue. Wet leaves that haven't been moved
It's
are
an
very
issue.
much an issue.
Right.
And I think gearing
agree.
up for winter
Dangerous.
is that mindset of we need to get on top of things early.
Right.
Because I think part of what we had last year was once things got snowy and icy, but we failed to realize that there was also debris underneath that, which made it particularly hazardous. So getting on top of this now and realizing where the hazards lie now, and realizing that there are crumbling sidewalks and hazards now, I think while the weather's nice enough to kind of walk those areas and realize where those areas are is crucial.
It's definitely something we need to follow up on.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you. Bob?
Well, I would like to thank all the members of the community that showed up tonight. This is great that you're part of what we're doing, and this is what we want. And I'm glad that Carrie's here too, and was a member of our commission, rather. So, this is just a really good feeling, having all of you people here tonight.
Thank you. I feel the same way.
Me too.
Two things. I wanted to bring up snow removal. We talked about this in the past, and Jen Barbo, a woman named Virginia, had come to one of the meetings I believe you were at. If you, I don't recall her last name, and I would have to look back in our.
It was one of my very
our
first
minutes,
meetings, yeah.
yes. Do you remember her last name to make it a little easier for us?
I do, but I'm not, she's not here.
Okay. She had asked us to consider recruiting maybe persons that would want to volunteer to help those with disabilities.
She might be able to come here, I know she's in the Continental.
I had a feeling, I thought I saw her.
Virginia
Okay.
Real, she's running for city council.
Okay,
Well,
thank
amazing, we'll give her
you.
a
Right,
call.
thank you.
Fair is fair.
Thank-
She is here, so she made,
Okay.
yes, she did.
I think that we should probably consider doing that.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yes.
Can I butt in for just 1 minute?
Yes.
Because I just can't be quiet, I apologize. In a proactive way, I want to first tell you why we ended up here tonight. Because Carrie Ann Cruz was kind enough to come to a coffee last week and speak very empathetically to the folks who were there, and with concern. And so when she was on the agenda tonight, that same community is here tonight to support you, and that is how they came here. Having said that, what I hear tonight is this, and we don't have this, and we don't have that, and we don't have here, and we don't have there, and people beep, and people push, and we fall. Perhaps something you all would consider as a committee is making, since we have a process now with a website, and we're using our local community TV, I don't think our community is unwilling to be considerate of folks who need assistance and access. They're not aware, because it isn't talked about. Our leadership has not put out a message of this being a needed part of a large portion of our population. Whether they're old, disabled, in a chair, you can see them, can't see them, you know, I need a hip, I need a knee. I'm looking for every curb cut I can. I literally can't get up. Our community just isn't aware. And that might be something that you all want to consider, is putting out some public service announcements or making a really nice video about why these things are important, because our community is not unreceptive. They don't know.
Right. And that was one of the conversations that I just had with the ADA coordinator recently about having part of his website allowing us to tell the community what we're doing, to publicize it more. Am I allowed to introduce you? William?
William D. Shanahan, 153 Eagle Street. I am the Americans with Disabilities Act coordinator, a recent appointee, but primarily I am projects coordinator in the Community Development Office, as well as being the liaison / secretary for Conservation Commission, Planning Board, and Zoning Board. So if there's any questions, or I apologize that I really wanted to be here for the full thing, but I had my Conservation Commission meeting, so if there's anything, I know it's late, if there's anything that you want me to say or have questions, I would be happy to answer now. Or if we want it to be, whatever works for the public.
I'll give like 5 minutes if anyone wants to address him. Just 5
I
minutes.
just have a quick question. I've never met you. My name is Michelle. I actually live in Clarksburg.
Nice
You're
to meet
just telling me all that you're doing. It sounds like your plate is really, really full. Are you able to spend enough dedicated time for this committee and participate in the meetings? And because I can't imagine with all those responsibilities that it's got to be difficult.
I'm not going to sugarcoat and say it's easy, but I'm willing to do the work, and I want to be able to be regularly at this disabilities meeting regularly. However, because of whatever commitments I have made it a deal that if I'm not going to be at a specific meeting, I will be writing a communication or two to the boards that they can understand what I've been doing regularly for the fulfilling. When I started working, it was just shocking. 30 years since the ADA got passed, and we're so far away from having, the stuff that needs to be done. And so.
Sidewalks were a huge issue.
Yeah,
Safety is a big problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
People are afraid of falling. They're afraid of having their wheelchairs. They're being afraid of getting hit by vehicles. And I'm not trying to.
No,
it's not your problem.
No, it's awful.
But it's very frustrating because people want to feel safe in our community. They want to not be hit by vehicles or yelled at people for being in the road because they can't go on the sidewalk and.
I can't imagine it, you know, I've dealt with lifelong learning disabilities, which, you know, I don't have trouble walking on the street, but it's
Right.
just like, I completely empathize, and I want to do what I can, and I want to work with people, you know, that aren't necessarily in my office, you know, people around City Hall and people in the community to actually get quality stuff done. And
No, I
so-
understand, and we appreciate all your work. It just sounds like you have a lot of responsibilities here. And can you just as one person do all of it?
Well, I hope that one, it may be, budget season has
Yep.
passed, obviously. I'm going to personally advocate for more assistance.
Good, I think you need more.
You know.
I mean, we appreciate everything you're doing, it just sounds like you have a
You
lot
have my
going on.
support on
Well,
It's just a lot of work. It really is.
Yeah, I want to have a very symbiotic relationship with the commission,
Yep.
because they are in many ways eyes and ears, because I can't be everywhere, across the city. And I've already thankfully gotten a couple people who've seen the website and have submitted.
Is that public already, or is it?
Yes.
It is, okay.
It is public. Excuse me, sorry, it's been.
It's still in progress.
Yeah,
But it's been posted.
It's been posted.
Okay.
So if you go under the government section of the website,
Sure.
it's Americans with Disabilities at Coordinator. It's, I think, the second one down on the Dropbox.
Okay.
I wish I had more capabilities or authority to be, have, I'm sorry, I want to expand my communication capabilities.
Uh-huh.
It's something I have to sort of bit by bit get authorization to do.
Sure.
But I'm hoping that, especially as we keep talking about it in the commission, at the very minimum, some folks will learn about it and, we'll work on from there to improve.
Okay, thank you, appreciate it.
And I'm just doing justice for a moment.
Uh-huh.
The commission worked with the North Adams Police Department during the summer. We had a joint project.
Okay.
This is just one example of something that we did.
Sure.
Where I publicized it, as well as the NAPD publicized it, and I'm talking about even on social media.
I never saw one thing about
I made sure it was out there.
it. And I'm not saying you did.
I absolutely did,
Right.
I can tell you that.
Right.
So if you didn't see it, I don't know what sites you get on, but I made sure that it was out there. And we were handing out, flags to persons that use mobile devices at night so that they could be more easily seen for safety. I have
And we appreciate
little
all that,
buttons, it was something joint. Unfortunately, it was the day that it rained.
I remember,
And
I
yes,
missed that day.
and it was, I was really saddened by it because it was a great plan.
Yep.
Down at
Some
No
people
Field.
showed up
No field, yeah.
at No Field, well, yes.
That's too bad.
And we'll probably do it again.
That's great.
But we do have some devices if somebody needs it, and that's something that the mayor and I talked about, and she came up with the idea to do a joint project. So,
I don't think you understand, I think you eloquently put it, I'm sorry, I don't know your name.
Cassie,
Unless you're behind a wheelchair or
Yeah.
in a wheelchair,
Right.
you don't really understand it.
I
And
can
really- And you
empathize.
can have empathy all you want, but until
So-
you are in that wheelchair or pushing one, like I said, 3 inches can be 3 feet, 6
Right.
inches can be 6 feet. And you really have no idea how difficult it is just to navigate through, you said snow or leaves, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, there you go. And so,
Yeah.
we understand there's empathy, it's just, unless you live it, you don't understand
Right.
it, it's hard to.
and I had a
bridge that
family
gap.
member that was
Right.
in, and,
Right, and so you understand, it's just, the general community, I don't think that they go to the bathroom, they don't think twice about it
Well, I
being blocked by
certainly
high
don't
chairs.
like
Right.
hearing that there are persons in our community that are harassing people that are trying to cross the street. That makes me very upset. Although, were they members of our community or were they passerbys from somewhere else? We don't know, but I mean, it doesn't matter. This is just humanity. So that makes me very upset that,
In general, our world is not very humane right now as part of the problem, and we're just in a difficult time, just face it. I mean, it doesn't.
it is a
make it
difficult
right,
time.
but
Yes,
It's just.
right.
And
But
we
some of these-
appreciate
some of
what
the-
you're doing, don't get it, you know what I'm saying? And
Thank
all
you.
you people, I mean, that's
Yeah.
not why we're here, we have a common goal, and how do we reach that? And,
Absolutely, it is a common goal, and I'm
Right.
glad that you said that.
uh-huh.
That's why we're here.
Right, and
We're
we're
here
all
to,
taking our time away from our family tonight, and
Right.
we want what's best for all of us.
and it's to
All right.
make everyone aware.
Right.
People in our community, we have a large population of persons with disabilities. And it doesn't just span physical disabilities,
No,
it
it's
spans
not.
a
It's just
lot of
one
other
world that I
disabilities.
know. Right.
I understand why you're here, I do, and I thank you.
Vision and hearing, and there's so many
Yes.
levels of disability.
And just so that you know, generally speaking, at meetings in City Hall, we don't use the interaction the way that I allowed tonight. Usually,
I appreciate that.
usually it ends at a certain time and then it's just the meeting.
Right,
But I
appreciate
thought
that
it,
you are allowing us to be more.
I thought it was really important to hear your voices.
We do appreciate
So,
it. Oh,
thank you.
I appreciate it, I think.
Thank you for coming. So if there isn't anything else, Commission members, is there a motion to adjourn at 7:12?
I motion
I
to
second.
adjourn.
Bob made a motion and it's seconded by Dayton. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Meeting ends. Thank you so much.